Self-destruct initiated in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Pardon the Intermission, a podcast that takes a look at movies, TV, and all things entertainment from the past, the present, and the future. Remember to subscribe and like the podcast and give a review. This helps out the podcast and is greatly appreciated. Now on to the show. Yes, hey everyone, welcome to Pardon the Intermission. I'm Eric.
I'm Jason.
And this is Trailer Reaction, PTI's Trailer Reaction.
Trailer Reaction. Choo, 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 choo.
I know, we got to get some good theme music for it.
We do, man.
What are we reacting to today, Jason?
We are reacting to a piece of cinematic masterpiece of trailer work here called Sasquatch Sunset.
Yes.
Yes, this is for an upcoming movie called Sasquatch Sunset that stars Jesse Eisenberg, Riley Keough, who is Elvis Presley's granddaughter.
And who also recently, she was Daisy Jones in Daisy Jones and the Six.
She was.
That's
Daisy
probably her
Jones
most,
and
I mean,
the
she's
Six,
been in a lot of roles, I didn't realize.
Yeah, she has. She has a pretty extensive career so
yeah.
far. And then Christophe, if I'm pronouncing this correctly here, Zajac Denek, Zajac-Denek.
Do you know who that is?
I have no idea. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah,
like, what's his body of work like here?
This guy, I don't know. We're looking at a picture of him. He doesn't look familiar.
Well,
He looks very mean in some pictures. I don't know. It says he's an American actor, drummer, and stuntman.
Stuntman, okay.
Born in Detroit, Michigan. He moved to Los Angeles in 2009, I should say.
Okay.
And he's in this movie.
All right, okay.
It says he's a cast member, return season of Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Blah, blah. I don't know what else he's been in. Let's see. I don't know. I'm having problems with IMDb. Anyway, yeah. So
all right, so yeah, Eric and I are going to react to this trailer because upon watching this this teaser here, I got to tell you, folks, it definitely throws some shade onto the whole Sasquatch, Bigfoot mythology that we have dealt with here over the last 100 or so years. That Bigfoot myths have been swirling around us here.
Yep.
And I tell you, upon first glimpse, I'm not sure if this is better than Trash Cans of Terror or if this is worse than Trash Cans of Terror.
No, you know what? It actually looks. I got to be honest with you. You know, in looking at this, it looks very interesting. And
yeah.
So what it does, it says here, basically the premise is it's a year in the life of a unique family. So it's a family of Sasquatches.
Okay.
And it captures the daily life of the Sasquatch with the level of detail and rigor that is simply unforgettable.
Oh, based on that opening scene, that's unforgettable.
yeah, you'll get a shocker if you watch the
you will.
The opening scene there of the trailer. I'm going to say it looks pretty interesting. Now, they have very heavy makeup on. They look like the traditional, I would say more like, if you guys can remember Harry and the Hendersons.
I remember Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, that's kind of the Harry, obviously, that's kind of the Sasquatch that they look like.
Yeah,
and but you can't even tell who the actors are, really. I mean,
right,
they're very, with the prosthetics and the makeup and stuff. But it seems like that they do everything with there's no dialogue whatsoever.
Right.
In this,
that's interesting.
In this film. So that's what's going to be really cool, I think, about it because, you know, it's one of those deals where they're going to have to communicate everything. I mean, obviously it's by what we see, but also, you know, watch them communicate amongst themselves. And the other premise that I heard too is, as you know, as modern society keeps kind of pushing them, they kind of run into modern society and it keeps pushing them back farther and farther in the forest, right? Because it kind of keeps encroaching on their land, you know, and their space. So they have to keep going deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So, it seems like it's going to be pretty interesting for that fact. I think the concept is kind of one of a kind. I mean, I was like, man, why didn't I think of this? This is a pretty neat idea.
You know, it's interesting because you and I have had a couple of discussions on past shows about how we feel that Hollywood in general needs to kind of steer away from a lot of these effects-laden, big-budget movies from franchises that are just being recirculated and recycled, and that they need to come out with more original content. Well, this seems pretty original to me, and this seems like a really, really big deviation from what we've seen film-wise over the last 5 or 6 years. And so, I mean, if it truly is the way that you described it there, it might be worth kind of paying an extra ticket there or so to go see what it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if this one would be a theater show for me.
Okay.
I think this is more of and I don't know if it will. Did it say it was going to be in theaters? I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't check that out.
It says coming soon. It just says coming soon. It's going to be releasing April 19th.
Okay.
And it doesn't really specify, at least at the website. We're looking on IMDb here. It doesn't really specify that I can find any where it's going to be released at, any specifics on that.
Oh, okay, got it.
But I could definitely see this as like, of course, a streaming release,
Okay, I can see that, because obviously it doesn't look very big budget. It looks very independent-like.
Yeah.
Although not quite an independent film. But yeah, I think you're right. Based on the way the content looks in the teaser, the way not the way that it was made, but just looking at the cast and everything else, it does look like one of those direct to streaming films that could have some big time success there in the streaming ratings.
Now it's directed by David Zellner and Nathan Zellner, written by David Zellner. Do you know anything about these guys? Those names sound familiar to you?
David Zellner's name sounds familiar. I want to say that maybe he's from a family of filmmakers. Zellner, Zellner.
Here's some of his movies that he's directed or written. Some of Our Stallions in 21, The Art of Self-Defense.
Okay.
Ghost Box Cowboy, Damsel.
Okay.
Both of those in 2018. Nothing that I don't see anything that looks very familiar, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, it's one of those things where I want it. I'll be honest with you, Eric. It looks a little funny, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be my cup of tea.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and look, part of me being a film lover is that I like watching all different types of films. So this one I'll probably end up watching either, but I'm not really going to go into it with big expectations, expecting to be knocked off my seat like I was when I watched a movie like The Artist or anything else like that. So,
in a different time, going back to what we were talking about too, like as far as the theater wise, in a different time, I could see this being one of those movies. When back in the days when we're used to going to the theater almost every weekend to watch something,
right.
Then I could see this like kind of one of those in between movies, like there's nothing really big coming out this weekend. Oh yeah, let's go see this one. This sounds kind of interesting. But yeah, these days with the streaming, I think this would probably do a little bit better on that platform. It'll be interesting in April, and we'll give you guys more details as they come out. If it maybe they're trying to shop it around for theaters right now, and maybe that's why they haven't really specified where it's going to be released.
Possibly,
on. But yeah, I don't know if this would be a big screen for me to go watch it on the big screen, but I definitely kind of want to see it. I think the premise is pretty interesting, so I would definitely I'd give it a thumbs up on the C list. The theater list, I don't know, but maybe, I don't know.
I'm gonna give a thumbs to the side here. So
you're on the
far.
side.
Yeah, not a thumbs up, but not a thumbs down. It's piqued my curiosity, but not enough to say whether or not I'm really gonna fall out of my seat for it.
I will say the one interesting thing about this is that it's got a couple of big name actors. For a movie like this, you think, well, especially with so much makeup on, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. It does matter who's under the makeup, but I mean, you wouldn't think that. Well, maybe this wouldn't attract big names, but was it Eisenberg and
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah, I mean he's in it, so that he's a pretty big name guy, right?
He for the most part, I mean he was in a really hilarious movie called Zombieland a while back, and of course he played Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network. Yeah, he was also in Man of Steel. Really, that's right. He was miscast as Lex Luthor. So he has a pretty extensive body of work, doing a lot of impressive films there.
So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, we'll see. So anyway, guys, hey, that's it for our PTI trailer reaction.
Time for us to roam off into the wilderness here, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna roam off into the sunset. Yeah,
that's right.
Anyway, hey guys, thank you for listening. Also, please give us a review if you can. Check out our social media at PTI_podcast
and on Facebook at Pardon the Intermission.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace out, guys.